It's 8 trivia questions on the names of schools from popular TV shows, as picked by Patreon subscriber Douglas French. This is Trivia with Buds. It be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out this show, and if you like nostalgia, you should check out my friend Jordan's show called Wreck My Podcast. It is a ton of fun. It's a bunch of dudes just kind of sitting around BSing like best friends do, and they talk about pop culture news. They talk about different shows from the past. If you like things like Nicktoons and the 80s and the 90s, if you're like my friend Sean De La Cruz, who recently became a patron of my show, you will love Wreck My Podcast. So give that a listen while you can. Another show you should check out if you like this show is called Pod Quiz with my friend James in the UK, and that comes out every single week for like 700 weeks or something. Crazy amount of time. 12 years, I think he's been doing this podcast. And this week, if you check out Pod Quiz, you can hear a guest round of mine for the last 5 questions of the episode, and I believe it's on the 90s. So 90s trivia over on James's podcast called Pod Quiz. Check that out as well. But I'm so glad you decided to check out this show today because we've got a fun one for you. This one was picked by one of my patrons named Doug French, and Doug said, hey, how about TV show schools? So that's what we're doing today. It's just 8 quick school names, and you'll tell me what show they are from. Some are obvious, some not so obvious, but we'll see how you do. These are the names of the schools I went to growing up. I went to Nathan Hale primary and intermediate and middle school. So Nathan Hale was our historical figure that our school is named after, and it was a big building that was attached in. It was like 3 separate buildings that were all attached with long hallways. And one of the coolest things was once you got to be in the middle school or the intermediate school, sometimes a teacher would send you on an errand to like the primary school. And it was like walking, like a half mile, I felt like, from one side of the school to the other. So it'd be like, all right, Ryan, go take this book to the gym teacher in primary. And it'd be like, oh my God, first of all, what does the gym teacher need a book for? And more importantly, I'm going to be gone for like a half hour. And you would just go, you have a hall pass or whatever. And there were these really long glass hallways. This school was very 70s, like late 70s, early 80s. And it's still there today. They've remodeled quite a bit of it, but it's in my hometown of Crestwood, Illinois, Nathan Hale School. And the middle school, I'd love to see if it's still like this. I can't imagine it is, but it was very 70s, 80s. It kind of felt like you were on the set of like Sesame Street or something. When you walked into the building, it was like cobblestone brick floor throughout the whole thing. And they had like a street light and stop signs at the end of certain hallways. It was very like hip for the 70s. I feel like somebody had a budget and was like, let's put this in here and a mailbox and things like that. And then instead of like a class president, we had the mayor. So it was like the mayor of the 8th grade class, and I was the deputy mayor of our 8th grade class, which really just meant I got to go, yeah, after the mayor said something, and wear a sash at graduation that said deputy mayor that my brother Scott still makes fun of me for. So it was a good time. It was a fun school, and a lot of cool memories there growing up. And maybe your school is fun too. I'd love to hear about it. You should tweet me. Tell me an interesting fact about the school you went to. Some schools have weird histories or something crazy happened at your school. Feel free to let me know, and maybe I'll share that on the podcast on a future episode. But today, we're going to jump into TV show schools. So I'll give you the name of the fictional school, and you will tell me what show they are from. On one of these, the very last one, it has 3 possible options for the show because they use the same name on 3 different shows for a school. All right, we're going to jump into these 8 questions picked by Doug French right now. Here we go. TV show schools for Doug French. Question number 1, Bayside High. Nice, easy one off the bat. Number 1, Bayside High. What show would you find that school on? Bayside High. Question number 2, Bluffington School. Number 2, Bluffington School. Question number 3, Constance Billard School for Girls. Number 3, Constance Billard School for Girls. Question number 4, halfway through this quiz, the Harbor School. Number 4, the Harbor School. Question number 5, Santo Domingo High School. Number 5, Santo Domingo High School. Number 5. Question number 6, Neptune High School. Number 6, Neptune High. Number 7, James Buchanan High School. Number 7, James Buchanan High School. And number 8, William McKinley High. And again, this one has 3 possible answers. William McKinley High. Maybe you can get all 3. That would be pretty sweet. William McKinley High. All right, those are your quiz questions for today on TV show Schools, as picked by Doug French. We'll be right back in a second with the answers. We are back with the answers to TV show Schools for Doug French. Here's number 1, Bayside High. That was, of course, Saved by the Bell. Number 1, Saved by the Bell. And I do want to share this fact with you today. I posted a picture of me and my dog Carver for an event that I'm doing at Last Name Brewing in Upland, California. We host trivia there every Wednesday, 7:30. And we posted a picture because it's a big dog night. And this guy commented, some older guy, he goes, "Is that the actor who played Zach on Saved by the Bell?" And I said, I will take it. So enjoy that. That's kind of fun. Somebody said I looked like Mark Paul Gosselaar, whatever his name is. Number 2, Bluffington School. That was Doug, the cartoon Doug on Nickelodeon, and then later ABC, Doug Bluffington High School. Number 3, Constance Billard School for Girls. I've never seen this show, probably never will. Gossip Girl. That was the answer there. Gossip Girl. Number 3. Number 4, the Harbor School. I've seen this show all too much. The OC. The Harbor School was the high school on the OC. Number 5, Santo Domingo High School. Parker Lewis Can't Lose. Does anyone remember that show? Parker Lewis Can't Lose. That is a gem of a show and a very hard question if you happen to know that high school. Number 6, Neptune High or High School is Veronica Mars. Love that show quite a bit. And I hear they're bringing it back to Hulu. Neptune High, Veronica Mars. Number 7, James Buchanan High School. Welcome Back, Kotter with Gabe Kaplan. Welcome Back, Kotter. And number 8, William McKinley High was Freaks and Geeks, Wonder Years, or Glee. They've all used William McKinley High for the school setting. Guys, those are the answers to the TV show School episode. Thanks so much for checking this one out, and thanks Doug French for the great topic in question. Doug always picks great topics. Let's see what else he's got on the list here. Doug French said TV show Schools. He also wants to do 7 Wonders of the World, so we'll get to that pretty soon. Some facts about the 7 Wonders of the World. My friend Brenda Martinez wants Anne Rice novels, and my wife Ashley read all of those growing up, probably way too young. I think she started reading books like that in like 3rd or 4th grade. So she's going to write the questions and record that episode. So there's a little teaser for the Ashley episode. We had Dan Papalo do Ron Swanson quotes. That was earlier this week. We got Alexis Eck, who wants X-Files. We've got Famous Cars from Movies. Oh, and Greg Hines picked Famous Cars from Movies. And then he picked for May, Schwarzenegger and Stallone movies. And then he picked Alien Races from Futurama. That's a nice specific one. I love the specific picks. And superhero alter egos like Peter Parker and Spider-Man, I imagine. So good picks, Greg. If you want to get in on this picking Patreon subscriber topics spreadsheet, just donate $5 or more over on patreon.com/trivia with buds and join our growing group, our army of trivia lovers. Thank you guys so much for telling people about this show, and we'll see you tomorrow for more trivia with me. Cheers.